I think we are ready to go live to Italy for our IBF junior featherweight title fight. Welcome Ncita against Jose Sugar Baby Rojas. Our commentators on Audio 1 in Afrikaans is Andre Steyn, and on Audio 2 in English, Robin Welsh together with Mike Marley.
Welcome once again to Championship Boxing here on Mnet Supersport. Tonight from Italy we bring you the IBF Junior Featherweight Championship of the World between the champ Welcome Ncita and the #1 challenger Baby Rojas. I'm Robin Welsh, and with me at ringside for his comments is my co-commentator from the New York Post, Michael Marley. Michael, tonight's fight's got several very interesting features. First of all, it's the relatively inexperienced champ Welcome Ncita against the old man of boxing and the former champ Sugar Baby Rojas.
Well, Sugar Baby Rojas, when informed that Welcome Ncita had said he was far too old to beat Ncita, he handled it with good humor, and he said, what about George Foreman, who is over 40 years of age and is fighting for the heavyweight title? This is a time-tested formula. The older former champion with 4 straight comeback wins, all by knockout, trying on the young rising superstar Welcome Ncita. I think we'll see an excellent bout, and this will be no day at the beach for Ncita. Rojas is strong, Rojas is tough.
Well, Michael, other questions. Will Ncita's hand, the right hand, stand up?
Well, of course, he's had surgery on the hand. In training in Detroit at the Kronk Gym, the hand tested very well. He says he's ready to go. As far as Rojas, he said...
But here's Rojas into the ring.
Here's Rojas into the ring. He's an old pro. This is his 6th World Championship bout. He became the champion some time ago. He held the title until he had 2 bouts against the great Mexican boxer Gilberto Roman.
Recently dead in a road accident.
Died tragically in an automobile accident, Gilberto Roman. They fought 24 rounds. That title was won by Rojas in '87 against Santos Laciar. So Rojas is in the ring. He's an excellent counterpuncher. I think he'll let Ncita take the lead, and then he will respond.
Okay, here we have Rojas in the corner. Another question, of course, is the Rojas tactics. We think he's going to come out fighting. He's going to come out for a quick kill because you're of the opinion, Michael, he struggled to make the weight, so the longer the fight goes, the weaker he's going to get. It's up really to Ncita to hold back, to box behind the jab and keep it going.
Well, absolutely. Rojas was a world champion at 115 pounds. He is now fighting 8-9 pounds heavier. He says it was a struggle to make that weight. He really killed his body trying to make that weight. Feels much more comfortable now at the junior featherweight level. And another thing I can tell you that he's also feels more settled now. He's living in the United States in Miami, has brought his whole family up from Barranquilla in Colombia, and he said he has never had his mind more at ease. And of course, a boxer with a tranquil mind should be a good boxer. And Welcome Ncita, his procession going into the ring.
Here they come then, the championship belt being held there by sparring partner Bungu. Proud to have the belt above his head. Here he is, the champ Welcome Ncita. The white and green trimmed dressing gown there. Welcome Ncita, the champ. 3rd and first mandatory title defense. This is the tough one for him. If he can get through this, there's riches in the front of him, Michael.
You know, one thing I've noticed, Robin, in Ncita is, as he's been champion, of course, he beat Fabrice Benachau, then successful knockouts in title defenses against Ramon Cruz and Gerardo Lopez. I think that Ncita's confidence has really grown tremendously. He's not arrogant, but he's extremely cocky. He just says whatever it takes from the first round to the last round, knockout or decision. He's supremely confident. And, you know, that's an old boxing cliche that you become better. Once you just by virtue of becoming champion, you become better. There you see trainer Luther Burgess, and he's the man who handles Ncita when he goes to the Kronk Gym in Detroit.
Well, one question which we had, let's just have our anthem coming up first of all. One question we've had, Michael, is the fact, is this cockiness going to be playing into the hands of Baby Rojas? Because we've heard from the gym that Welcome was perhaps too cocky. He thought this was going to be a walkover. The last fight, he knocked the guy out. He thinks, I'm going to thrash this guy.
Well, I'll tell you, Emmanuel Stewart from the Kronk Gym is very, very impressed. Of course, he's the man who guided Thomas Hitman Hearns all these years and has had so many world champions. I saw Stewart the other evening in Las Vegas. He said he thinks that cockiness is a good thing as long as it's not carried to an extreme, as long as Ncita prepares properly in the gym, and just looking at him, no fat on the body, looks lean and mean. On the other hand, looking to Rojas in the other corner, he looks ready to go, and you know, the experience, obviously, the edge goes to Rojas.
Well, in the Ncita corner tonight, a new face in Eddie Aliano, the well-known cutman. Unfortunately, the faithful cutman Ace Marati's been taken very ill. We're very sad to hear that. But Eddie Aliano is a very, very good substitute. One of the old faithful. He knows how to stop a cut.
Well, Aliano and Murata considered two of the best, not only in America, but also in the world.
Well, both fighters ready to go. Our two fighters in the ring ready for it. Our officials this evening, we have a very experienced referee in Mr. Steve Smoger from the United States. Steve going into his 22nd world title fight. Done many ESPN shows or top-ranked shows which were seen on Mnet last year. Our referees from Holland and Chicago, respectively, we have Mr. Karel Kleinut, Bill Lurch from Chicago, and Pete Podgorski, a former fighter from Chicago. Did you ever see Pete fight?
No, I never did see him fight. He was more or less a preliminary fighter, not a main eventer, but he's got ring experience, and I think that always helps a judge.
Well, Steve Smoger getting them together. Steve Smoger, very experienced, takes no messing, wants to keep a fight flowing, will slap arms to keep the arms down to stop the pulling. Steve Smoger ready to go. Let it go, Steve.
You talk about Steve Smoger's toughness. He's a former prosecutor in Atlantic City, so he's locked up a lot of criminals during his career.
Round one then. Sugar Baby Rojas, the #1 challenger, against Welcome Ncita from South Africa. Great fighting prospect here from Saint-Vincent, up in the Aosta Valley, midway between Italy and Switzerland.
Immediately, Robin, you can see the respect. Ncita, if he did not respect Rojas's experience, wealth of experience, would have gone right at him. Instead, he's eyeing him, sizing him up, and trying to find a place to slip in his excellent jab.
Both fighters, we know, Michael, have got good punches in either hand, and both, as you say, are respectful of each other. Ncita just jabbing out the left hand, just trying to keep himself away out of trouble from Rojas in the opening minutes of the first round.
You talk about the punching power. I'd have to give Rojas the edge. In 38 fights, he has 22 knockouts.
Yep, Ncita 14 knockouts out of 27.
Of course, that's the you know, Latin style, particularly the Colombian boxers. Rojas is one of 5 fighting brothers from the same family, and all 5 have been Colombian national amateur champions.
All trained by their dad.
Exactly.
Round one then, halfway through round one here, Welcome Ncita. Fathoming out what to do with Baby Rojas. Trainer Mzee Mguni said to me that before the fight, Welcome would take this fight more slowly than we thought, although we guessed that there'd be more aggression from Rojas, but Rojas also deciding not to come out smoking, just taking his time, sizing it up.
Basically, Rojas is a counter-puncher. He will follow the lead of the other boxer and then try to come over the other boxer's punches with his own. One factor we have to mention that won't affect Ncita, certainly, he's become a real road warrior, winning the title in Israel, and he's defended it, this is his 3rd time, all 3 title bouts in Italy.
In fact, the last couple of years, Michael, he's hardly fought in South Africa. He's just had 1 fight, I think. He's, like Brian Mitchell, got on his bicycle, tread the boards of the world. That's all he can do at the present time. Both fighters here have one common opponent. Looking through their record, there's a guy from England called Lee Cargill. And Ncita beat Cargill in July '87 on points over 10 rounds, whilst Rojas managed to knock Cargill out in May '85. Maybe not significant, but just interesting to find that one common point. 30 seconds to go then. We can hear our timekeeper calling to the end of round 1 here in Saint-Vincent, Italy. Welcome, Ncita.
I asked Rojas to compare his impression of Ncita with Gilberto Roman, the late great Mexican 115-pound champion, who took away Rojas's title and also beat him in a rematch. And Rojas's response was that he thought Ncita is taller, maybe a little quicker, and maybe a better pure boxer. Roman, while an excellent technical boxer, would stand and fight on occasion.
Well, in the round 1, in fact, towards the end there, Baby Rojas actually pushing forward a little, Michael, there. Welcome is on the back pedal.
Well, you know, it's strictly a feeling out round. I gave it even. I really didn't see either man take an edge.
Steven round there for
People
sure.
make the argument, something we've discussed many times before. Some commissions say there's no such thing as an even round. However, what we just saw, in my opinion, is even. You really couldn't give it to either man.
It would be unfair to give a 10-9 either way that time.
Quite common in many first rounds of championship bouts, particularly. Both men wanting to size each other up.
Let's just have a look at a little bit of action for the first round. And Ncita there pushing away with the left.
One of the few body punches thrown in the round by Ncita. No remarkable punching in the round. There you see Rojas. He likes to come back. He waits to see what you do, and then he counterpunches.
Here we go then, into round 2, Michael.
He's a classic counterpuncher.
Round 2, this IBF Junior Featherweight World title. Welcome to Ncita, the champion, coming out. Against in the black shorts here, Sugar Baby Rojas, formerly from Barranquilla, Colombia, now from the United States. Score on the first round, we found it very even. Both fighters feeling each other out. Michael?
You know, one thing about Rojas, it really, we call him Sugar Baby. That was a mistake in translation. As you can see on his trunks, he's really known back home in Barranquilla, Colombia as Baby Sugar.
Baby Sucre.
Exactly, they just reversed it. Now there's some aggression by Rojas.
Rojas coming forward, catching Ncita off balance a little bit, but a shot getting through there, Ncita blowing a little bit. That ghost-like face of Welcome Ncita. Worried, we don't know.
One thing I'm surprised, although we're early in the second round, Ncita has not established that stiff jab. He likes to work off the good left hand, and so far he hasn't found really a probing way to get it inside.
Little flurry there, Ncita moving left to right round the wing. He's letting Rojas come to him, although it appears that Rojas is pushing him back. Ncita just bobbing, moving left to right, mainly left, trying to move away from that left hand there, Rojas.
Notice how nicely Rojas keeps his hands, his guard up high. He's a little bit wild.
Rojas swinging away, and Ncita just bends down.
Nice kidney punch.
More action here in the second round.
Well, again, I think it's a case of Ncita is trying to figure this guy out. How can he get inside, get in and out, and use that rapier-like jab? There you see the great speed of Ncita.
That punch just really slapped on his gloves. It sounded big, but it's nothing really happening. Ncita managing normally here, Michael, just to keep the distance right. Those blows from Rojas are just sailing past him. With the occasional one going through, though.
You know, we've compared Ncita, at least facially and somewhat style-wise, to Sugar Ray Leonard. I tell you, one thing he does, I'm just noticing for the first time, he, like Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard, his eyes are wide open at all times.
Ncita here, last couple of punches being quicker to the punch than Rojas.
But you see the patience and the experience of Rojas, not flustered. He knows he's got to deal with this speed, and look at that lateral movement.
It looks though if he wants to. Good punch there from Ncita. Good left right through.
Rojas a bit frustrated. He'd like to corner Ncita.
Trying to punch to the body of Ncita, but Ncita just tying it up.
Referee Steve Smoger noticed one of those punches at least a little bit low, but no warning.
Case of a foul by a low blow. If either fighter goes down, they've got 5 minutes to recover tonight, in which case they must continue after that, otherwise they lose the fight. Good little flurry there at the end from Ncita.
A good ending. That's the first combination that Ncita has landed, and I think he won the round.
Close thing, Michael. We'll go with your scoring on that one. A close round, but a lot more action. Both fighters coming to life. That respect still there, but going, I think. they know each other's vulnerable.
And Ncita took the lead a little more in the round, landed some jabs at the conclusion of the round, got in a 1-2. I think he's beginning to frustrate Rojas a little bit. There we see Eddie Aliano, and it looks like there's a problem on the right eye.
Yeah, no cut, Michael. It's just swelling slightly. The end swell there, just to keep it cool, keep it down.
That's right, the end swell device, which has been a marvelous tool for cut
see that
men.
punch there? That right digging deep into Ncita. It's hard to see if it actually went through there, Michael. It might have tied up on Ncita's arms. Here we go then. Round 3 coming up at this IBF Junior Featherweight title shot, featuring the champ, Welcome Ncita from East London, South Africa, against Sugar Baby Rojas, and from Miami, Florida. Round 3 coming up right now here from Saint-Vincent in Italy.
Well, at this point, I have it 2019, the first round, even second round on a 10-9 basis to Ncita. He started to establish his speed, his hand speed, and his foot speed in round 2.
Well, this is what his trainer said he thought he would do. He would circle around for 3 or 4 rounds, see what he could do, see how fast he could punch, see if he could out-punch Sugar Baby. And as we know, we think Sugar Baby, or Baby Sugar, whatever we want to call him, struggled to make the weight.
Neither of us have to make that weight, eh, Robin?
122 pounds or 55.4 kg is a small one for us, I think, Michael. Both fighters exactly on the button, exactly on the limit. 122 pounds, 55.4 kg.
Can't speak for you. I'd have to cut off at least one leg.
And stop drinking Coca-Cola, I think.
Well, again, the pattern the same. There you see Ncita releasing the right hand, but it was blocked by Rojas. Ncita has never met a man with the seasoning of Rojas. Now Rojas, whoa, wild punching.
Wild punching. Ncita ducking and diving, holding on. Rojas trying to throw one up behind the head there. Ncita referee Steve S.S. Smoker steps in, pulls them apart.
Well, that's what Ncita's got to do. When the man throws those wild flurries from in close, he's got to tie Rojas up.
Rojas throws these wild swings. A couple seem to get through here, Michael. It's hard to tell because Ncita's ducking and diving and tends to bury those punches in his gloves.
Well, he's winging wild punches, wide punches. And those I don't think they are not penetrating Ncita's defense.
Well, the left there clipped through onto Ncita. Didn't do much harm. He just held on, pushed into the corner.
You see the toughness of Rojas in the inside. He will wrestle with you. He will bang heads. He's got that brawling Latin macho ring style. And Steve Smoker, let's see how much he lets Rojas get away with on the inside.
Well, as we know, Rojas never been down. In his whole fighting career of 38 fights, he's not been down, so he's tough. He can take them.
I'll tell you, it looks to me as Rojas has one thing in mind, and that's to land the left hook. He's looking to step in, step over with the left hook and crack Ncita on the jaw. By not being stationary, a stationary target, of course, Ncita makes that task more difficult.
Ncita moving to his left, he's moving away from the left hand there.
Well, he's getting punched everywhere from the kneecaps on up, the wild style of Rojas.
Well, Rojas letting them all go. In fact, Ncita should be used to this because when he took the title from Fabrice Benishu, this is the same style, swinging right up from the ankles, just hoping one of those haymakers is going to go through. Michael, how did you find that round?
I gave that round to Rojas. I thought that he forced the action. I thought his aggressiveness was somewhat effective, and I gave it to him on a 10-9 basis.
So on your scorecard at the moment, it's very, very, very close.
Very close. I have an even.
A shared round and 1 round each.
In fact, it's even.
Over in the Rojas corner, we see them giving advice there. Bit of action coming up from that round. Here's a thundering right actually going right through onto Welcome Ncita. Hard to tell if it went on the chin, but it certainly went on the head area. Pushed him back a little bit. Maybe significant, Michael. He went back a little bit, but he didn't buckle. He didn't look as though he was really hurt. Maybe those punches from Sugar Baby Rojas are not the strength that they were supposed to be. This was a question we had at the beginning.
Yeah, well, the edge in power, we thought, just on the basis of who has the most knockouts, goes to Rojas. But don't forget, he's starting to get closer. It's not to make fun of war, but he throws them like Scud missiles. They don't have that accuracy, but should they land, they could be dangerous.
Well, it's up to Ncita to keep away from those punches. As you say, Michael, we haven't seen much of that good jab of his. He's decided not to use much of it in this fight.
That's perplexing. I don't know what they're telling, what Z and Luther Burgess have told him in the corner, but the trademark of Welcome Ncita is a stinging jab. And as you mentioned, Robin, we've seen very little of it tonight.
He's more concentrating on that right when he can get a chance, Michael. Just twisting around and letting the right go. And Rojas comes in, thrashing away, a right and a left.
You can see there's a little wildness in the punching now of Ncita, which, again, is not like his usual style. I just wonder early on here whether Ncita has become a little knockout crazy.
Well, this was a thought after his 7th round knockout in his last fight against Gerardo Lopez. But you always worry when a fighter does a good knockout like that. He thinks he can do it every time coming through, and he thinks he can do it early on in the fight. Anyway, this has to be a fight of patience for Welcome Ncita if he's going to pick this experienced former world champ Sugar Baby Rojas off tonight.
I think the scoring here is going to be very interesting. We've got one European judge and 2 Americans, both of whom are from the Chicago, Illinois area. And, you know, it depends. Do you like the boxer or do you like the slugger, the man who's forcing the action? I think we could see, should it go the limit, I think we could see some diverse and controversial scoring.
Oh, a slapping right hand there on the neck of Welcome Ncita from Sugar Baby Rojas.
Again, a paucity of jabs. You know, Ncita's moving about the ring nicely, but as you say, he's concentrating on the right. Look at him with the lead right hand.
In his training, we hear that he went many furious rounds with his sparring partner Henry Johnston, and Vallee who's also here, and in fact had to be pulled off several times. Luther Burgess thinks that
a little
double shuffle there from Sugar Baby Rojas. You can't do me, he says. You can't get me.
I've seen the Ali shuffle and the Sugar Ray Leonard shuffle, but I didn't know there was a Rojas shuffle. There's a wild hook to the back of the head, and that punch hurt a little bit.
Yeah, Ncita covering up, the 2 hands going up alongside the face. Sugar Baby pushing forward, Michael, here. Ncita's got to establish a bit more mastery of this ring. He's got to show the judges he really is the champ, that he's the man in control.
Well, if it was a ballet, the balletic points would all go to Ncita. But right now, Rojas is forcing the action. It's a repetition of the previous round.
Ncita's range not good, Michael. He's getting down very low. And as he comes in, Rojas is coming over the top and throwing those punches.
That's what they want, Ncita. They want him to step inside with a 1-2, get in and get out.
Ncita just moving away around to the right. He's also shuffling around, just making his bit of fun out of his opponent. We're round 4. Michael, where did you get that one?
Again, I saw that as a mirror image of round 3, and I gave it to Senior Rojas 10-9. And at this point, I have Rojas, the ex-champion at 115 pounds, trying to win the title at 122 now. I have him up 39-38.
Well, we've got round 5 coming up, Michael. We're 1 round off halfway in this fight. And Ncita, the champ, has really got to get his motor going shortly. Otherwise, the judges are going to take this title away.
Well, you know, I think the scoring will be interesting. European judges, we have one from Holland.
We see Ncita going through there, Michael. Getting a punch through, Rojas holding on, trying to do his own thing.
You see the strength, the physical strength. I think the edge there goes to Rojas. When he wrestles, he gets his way.
There's a good left there.
That was a nice punch by Ncita, one of his better punches.
Over in the Ncita corner, still very confident. They're talking to their man. They're calming him down, saying, come on, we've a long way to go yet.
It's the trainer, American trainer Luther Burgess. It seems to me that Ncita is a bit confused.
Well, as we said, Michael, this is the most experienced boxer Ncita will have met in his career. Probably one of the most experienced boxers he's ever likely to meet in his career, however far he goes.
In his first 2 title defenses, it didn't take Ncita only about 2 or 3 rounds to really figure out his opponent and find out an effective offense. In this bout, that hasn't happened yet.
Well, Rojas, as we said, is a good counter-puncher, a well-schooled boxer. Everybody in his family boxes, daddy, all the brothers.
The 5 brothers, all national champions of Colombia. Now, again, you see the strength on the inside. And there's the wrestling match. Oh, Rojas hitting Ncita while he's on the canvas. He gave him a little tap in the face while on the canvas.
Well, this is the type of thing which will unsettle the champion. The champion's got to settle down if he's going to keep his title. And Ncita here dancing, couldn't get away with it. Rojas saying, come on,
Rojas telling the referee to watch Ncita's head. Exactly what Rojas is trying to do. He's trying to psych Ncita and get him out of his normal fight plan. It's an old pro trying to show some tricks to the young champion.
The young dog.
I do believe Ncita's a bit flustered by this.
Yeah, because Rojas almost the last minute or so has done at will. He's thrown him on the ground, he holds him when he wants to, and Ncita's got to get in or decide to box behind the jab. He's doing neither at the moment, Michael. He's not really doing anything.
Exactly. The jab has been in cold storage.
Flurry there from Ncita, followed by a quick flurry there from Rojas.
Good combination on the inside by Ncita. That's what he should do. Get in, get busy, and get out. Nice right hand by Ncita.
Doubling up by the left there, Rojas at the same time. Rojas coming in, trying to throw those punches, trying to give those kidney blows.
Again, Rojas with a headlock on the inside. He's a bit of a wrestler.
Rojas coming in, a flurry there, couple lefts, followed by the right. Not much damage, but they're all unsettling. Welcome Ncita, Michael. Ncita's not getting into his usual rhythm here.
No, he's not. There you see him with a wild left hook, wild left hooks. Ncita also has to be careful. When he steps back, he has a tendency to lift his chin up. And that's right where Rojas would like to find it.
There again, Michael, too. He came forward but bent down. Rojas coming forward, trying to pummel Ncita. Letting it go with the left and the right.
Holding and hitting. Every trick in the book, Rojas knows it.
Catching Ncita with a left there as he came forward.
He clubbed him with a shot. And Rojas
also falls down.
He smiles, but shows you the weight of his punches. Well, as we said at the top of the show, Robin, no day at the beach for Welcome Ncita.
This is a tough fight, yeah. He has got to get the measure of this man if he's going to retain his title, Michael.
I gave the round to Welcome Ncita by the thinnest of margins.
That's a tough decision.
At this point, I have it even through 5 rounds, and I think some people in the viewing audience must be surprised. Again, the Enswell device being applied by Eddie Aliano, under and over the right eye of Welcome Ncita. So obviously something, there's that takedown, as we say in wrestling.
This was a beautiful fall by both boxers, I think we can say that.
But the man, and there you see the little shot, little tap on the face by Rojas.
Here we see the corner here as Ncita ducks and dives, and Rojas comes in swinging and falls over, smile on his face. I threw myself down.
A little bit of sportsmanlike conduct by Ncita because he did not return the disfavor by clubbing Rojas when he was down.
Well, I don't think this man, Steve Smoker, would allow that. He's too clever for that. Here we go then, round 6. We're into the halfway point here in Italy, the IBF Junior Featherweight Championship. Welcome Ncita fighting for his title life against the challenger, the #1 challenger, Sugar Baby Rojas.
I don't think it's really time for Ncita nor his corner to panic, but one must be alarmed that Ncita has not taken control. Again, it's going to be a question of how the judges do they view the aggression of Rojas. Look at Rojas now dropping the left hand, he's trying to sucker Ncita to coming in. But do they view the aggression, the constant aggression of Rojas as effective, or do they appreciate the pure boxing style of Ncita? And again, now Ncita trying with the left jab.
But if we look at the record of Ncita in recent years, Michael, apart from when he won the title from Fabrice Benachour, he's not gone beyond 8 rounds since very early in 1988. So he's becoming into unknown territory once again, which is difficult for a boxer. If we also look at Sugar Baby Rojas, he in the last 4 fights has only gone up to 8 rounds once. He's had 4 KOs or 2 KOs and 2 TKOs, so he's also some time from being in the upper echelons of the end of the fight, Michael.
But Rojas has been the 12-round distance 5 times. Rojas, again, 5 times he's gone the 12-round limit, so I don't think going the number of rounds, going the round will be a problem.
Psychologically for Ncita it may well be, because he's used to getting quick decisions in recent years.
Now a warning by referee Steve Smoker. And there, sportsmanlike conduct, touching of gloves. I believe Smoker was warning him to keep his head up.
Quicker punch there from Welcome Ncita, quick left.
Definitely got to pep up and step up the offense.
No sign of Sugar Baby here fading, Michael. We thought he might, but no sign of it.
There, we saw some good body punching by Rojas in close.
Ncita managing to slip with some of them, pushing out that left. That's the punch we want to see there. A good ramrod left, keeping the challenger away from the champ. A little bit more of the left. Good doubling up, trebling up there at the left also from the challenger there.
Well, the punches that were wild and wide in the second and third rounds, in rounds 4, 5, and now in the 6th, Rojas is landing some of them.
Rojas coming forward.
Now Rojas this round is landing punches to the body. There you see the great foot speed of Ncita. A wild right hand.
Was caught on Ncita, he turned away.
That's very amateurish. You should never turn your head and away from the opponent. Especially a seasoned professional and
Also,
ex-champ.
if we look at the footwork there of Rojas, Michael, he's very good at making Ncita go the way he wants and trapping him when he feels like it. Oh, great right there onto Ncita.
They exchanged right hands. The first right hand, wait a minute, controversy. A point is taken away, I think, from Rojas.
1 point taken away from Rojas, punching after the bell. Yep, Steve Smoker comes right over to us at the commentary position saying, I'm taking 1 point there off the challenger. Very harsh, Michael.
Well,
it was a ding and the punch was flying.
I thought it was split second. Let's see, we'll see it again.
Here's the one when Ncita turns his back, he gets a right behind the ear, comes across the ring now.
Just prior to that, Ncita had hit a nice right hand.
Good right, he ducks. And here's the right. Flush on the chin there of Ncita, with referee Smoker coming in to stop it.
Tough call. I think what Smoker is trying to do, I believe he should have assessed at least a warning.
Well,
but he has taken away the point.
Good fortune there for Ncita, so there must be an Ncita round.
Absolutely.
Here we go then to round 7. This fight really hotting up into controversy. Point taken off there. Challenger losing a point for hitting after the bell. Welcome Ncita just rocking backwards as the bell rang. Pulls onto his chair almost. We go into round 7 now. Ncita really had his bell rung there, Michael. We can use that phrase. He knows he's got a real job on his hands. He's got to come forward and wrest the title to himself, keep it to himself. He's got to stop this man taking his title away.
Well, after 6 rounds, I have it even now. That round on my card.
Ncita going through with the right, holding on to Rojas, spinning around.
And an elbow.
Referee Smoker saying, come on, guys, put the arms down, let's have some boxing.
Blood on the nose now of Welcome Ncita. I believe it's only from the nose, Robin, not from the eye, but we'll have to take a good look at Ncita's face.
Still, if we look at the way Rojas is coming forward, Michael, he's still managing really to dictate what he wants to do. Ncita usually on the defensive, going backwards, bicycling to the left, coming in for a flurry, sometimes getting it through but getting caught. Rojas tying him up, letting the punches go.
Although Rojas lost the point in the last round, and I call that round 9-9 with the point deduction even, and I have it even at 57 all through 6. I have to say, I think that was a psychological blow to Ncita because he almost went down.
Well, I think he fell onto his seat beautifully. His trainer was right in the ring, just about to catch him. But psychologically, right, Michael, devastating really to his ego, I think.
Absolutely, and now he's bleeding. He's the champion, yet he has been bloodied in the nose by the former champion in another weight division, Sugar Baby Rojas. And Rojas is looking like he's come here to score an upset.
Rojas coming forward, swinging, going with the right, just catching Ncita there with the left.
It appears to be blood also in the mouth of Ncita. And of course, the blood coming from the nose and in the mouth has to hamper Ncita's breathing.
Also, the more serious it becomes, the weaker the boxer becomes. We've had boxers who swallow several pints of their own blood. It's very dangerous, very debilitating.
Well, Rojas just landed a left jab. Unusual for him, the counterpuncher, to take the lead, but he did, and he scored. I think basically the real problem, Robin, I don't know if you agree, is that Rojas has landed with authority and has shown that he can sting, whereas Ncita, while he's landed some punches, hasn't jarred or hurt Rojas. I don't think Rojas, bottom line, I don't think he respects the punching power of Ncita, at least not to this point.
Most of Ncita's punches, Michael, are on the retreat. Whereas Rojas is coming forward, pushing that left foot forward. He's there. Rojas salutes the crowd. He thinks he's on his way to the championship after round 7. In his mind, there's no doubt he's going forward. He's cruising forward. Round 8 to come, Michael.
I gave that round to Sugar Baby Rojas. Of course, don't forget, this is a Latin crowd, the Italians, and they're cheering on the Hispanic fighter, but don't be swayed by that. I think it's extremely close, 67-66 on my unofficial card in favor of Rojas.
Well, if you're in the Ncita corner as we see it now, Michael, let's just have a look at the slow-mo. A right going through from Ncita, but he bends down, looks around.
You see Rojas give him that little elbow to the head. He's very physical, very rough, and not always kosher.
Good right coming through from Rojas onto Ncita there. Ncita stumbled almost.
As you mentioned, Robin, Rojas is in command physically. He's turned it into a brawl, not a boxing match, and this is exactly what Ncita did not want to happen.
Well, Ncita's got to come out now if he's going to hold on to this title and exert some real authority now. He's still in with a good chance, still very close.
5 rounds to go, but I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think Ncita needs a major rally.
Got to get some real distance there, Michael. He's got to get some real fast punches going, show those judges he's the champ, he's really in command.
Well, I can see the concern etched on the face of trainer Luther Burgess in the corner. He must know that Ncita is not putting together his usual combinations, not scoring with good combos. He's throwing one punch at a time, and it's been futile.
Baby Rojas comes forward, lands a good flurry there, a good left and right, a good combination to the head of Ncita. Ncita comes forward himself, gives those punches, gives those quicker punches. They're there, but they're not coming out tonight.
We talked about the blood coming from the nose and in the mouth of Ncita. I now see underneath the right eye of, under and over the right eye of Sugar Baby Rojas some redness. So perhaps Ncita can bust him up.
Rojas coming forward, and Ncita also giving a flurry there. I think in the Ncita corner we can hear them saying, Michael, come on, action.
That's it.
Give it some gas, give it some go.
Well, they're going to have to pump him up because at this point the fight and his title is in jeopardy.
Once again, it's no good for Ncita, the champ, to go 15, 20 seconds like this, Michael, with no points. Rojas comes forward, the elbow going through as well. Right above us here at ringside.
What Rojas does is technically is not pretty, but it's effective and he's scoring points. He'll push, he'll shove, he'll brawl.
And he just caught Ncita on the eye, I think, with an elbow again, Michael, which Ncita was complaining about. This is a tough Latin American fighter, Michael.
I'll tell you, I would have to think that Sugar Baby Rojas, if he confined his fighting to back alleys, would be undefeated. I mean, he is that kind of a fighter. Hate to meet him in a saloon.
Yeah, he's a Miami Vice type fighter, I think.
Well, you see the foot speed and the dancing by Ncita, but he's got to throw some point-getting punches.
But Ncita, as we say, Michael, cannot keep his title if he just dances around and rides the bicycle around the ring. He's got to get some action going. Rojas, on the other hand, he knows he's in good command here, pummeling with his blows. And Ncita also comes back. Good flurry from both fighters there.
You know, I'm surprised Ncita has not, as far as I've seen, thrown one uppercut the whole fight. He's fighting the shorter man. He should want to bring the head up, and yet no uppercuts.
We seem to sense a good left there, a feint with the right, a good left from Rojas. Rojas got a punch. Flush on the button there from Ncita, comes forward himself.
Again,
referee Steve Smoker catches him and says, come on, that's the end of that.
Well, the momentum, I think, carried. I don't think Rojas is trying to foul. I think he's just fighting up until the final bell, and his momentum carried him forward. Again, I'd have to give Rojas that round, and not so much for what he did as for what the champion Ncita did not do.
The story of the fight so far, Michael. The champion is not guarding his championship. Let's see a bit of slow-mo again.
Yeah, you see the perfect shot of the brawling tactics.
Those shots going through to the body and the head there.
If one were counting the punches in the rounds, Rojas is throwing nearly twice as many punches. He's missing a lot, but on the inside he is landing, and he's carrying, you know, he's leading the fight in terms of offensive tactics. So with 4 innings to go, 4 rounds to go, I think Ncita's title very much in jeopardy.
The Ncita corner must be pumping him up. They must do their best to keep their champ going, to keep his title, conserve his title, to hold on to that second title for South Africa. Brian Mitchell due to defend his 2 or 3 weeks' time on Mnet, March the 15th or March the 16th South African time against Tony Lopez. But here we have the IBF Junior Featherweight champ, Welcome Ncita, fighting for his life in Saint-Vincent, Italy, to defend his title.
Very difficult fight to score. Again, it depends on which style you appreciate more.
Now, where you're sitting, of course, Mike.
But exactly. But I do think that the aggression of Rojas has been undeniably effective.
Yeah, he's mastered this opponent. He's not had all of his own way, but he's the one who's coming forward. He's actually calling the shots.
Doesn't waste punches. His defense has been good. Keeps his hands up at all times. And again, you know, the surgery for Ncita was on the right hand, so the lack of jabbing by Ncita is inexplicable.
Yep, trying to throw the hand, which you know has a problem. Little flurry there from Rojas. Once again, if we look at footwork there, Michael, of Rojas, he's the one with that left foot coming forward. Ncita's dancing, but Rojas is putting his foot down, saying, come on.
Excellent 1-2 by Ncita, his best combination of the fight. In his corner, Malcolm Garrett cheering him on, telling him that's it.
Once again there, as Rojas comes in, he pulls those punches, he pulls the man to him. Both fighters wrestling here, spinning round. Crowd don't like it.
It looked as though Rojas was about to spank Ncita, as though he was a little boy almost.
Well, Ncita's got the word hawk on his trunks there, Michael. I think his wings are being clipped here if we're not careful.
Not flying that high. There, good shot. Excellent right hand by Ncita. He's suddenly come to life in the last 30, 40 seconds.
Must have heard us criticizing the hawk, and he decided to defend himself.
They're telling Ncita to go in and out, throw a flurry.
But look how he's holding his hands,
out.
Michael. He's dropping his hands now.
Well, that's dangerous, but of course, at this stage of the fight now, the 9th round, he's got to be a little tired. Don't forget, he's been doing the retreating, and the forcing's been all Lopez right from the start. Again, little trickle of blood from Ncita's nose. You know, we talked earlier, Robin, I think now's an excellent time to discuss. We talked about the confidence of Ncita, bordering on the cockiness or even arrogance. Well, that may have been the problem here.
Certainly as we go in the middle of round 9, we see Ncita's hands down, backpedaling, the odd flurry, but it's Rojas really who's coming forward and saying, I'll punch when I feel like it.
Well, look at Rojas now, like a la Roberto Duran, staring at him, saying, why are you running?
It's neither good for either fighter, Michael.
I gave, despite his bicycling, I thought that there were some nice combinations. I hope we'll see him. You see the blood on the nose of Ncita. I think I gave that round to Ncita because he nicer punching in the round.
Well, next to me is the Italian commentator Patricio Olivar, who's saying he thinks Ncita is slightly with the nose in front. So this is the former world champ. Back in boxing, he thinks Ncita is still there with a good chance. We're giving each other a good smile. Let's see when we get to the end of it, Mike. He's the former world champ. He may know more than us anyway.
Well, I disagree with Olivia, but being that he's a world champion boxer, I won't agree to profusely.
Well, he might beat you up afterwards. Anyway, here we have Welcome Ncita's nose there. We can see a bit of blood there trickling down. The gum shield going in. The gum shield rule in appliance here, Michael. We haven't mentioned it all night. If the gum shield comes out, the referee will stop the fight at a lull and put it back in again. This is to protect the fighters at all times.
You mentioned Patricio Olivia. He's show you what a close fight it is doing the Italian TV. He's got Ncita ahead by 1 point. I have Mr. Rojas ahead by 1 point, so we're in the same ballpark.
Very, very close. Here we go then, round 10. 3 rounds to go. IBF Junior Featherweight Championship of the World. Welcome Ncita, the champ, fighting for his life to keep his title against Sugar Baby Rojas. Rojas coming forward. Ncita in the corner here. Rojas coming forward, pursuing Ncita. Ncita's got to get his punches going. Fight still very close, although on our card we think Ncita's dropping back slightly, but it's very, very close indeed. But Ncita's really got to do something next 3 rounds, Michael, to prove he's still the legitimate champ.
Well, with 3 rounds to go, Robin, I have to say this, given the disparity in the scoring, usually by the judges, 1 European judge, 2 Americans, I would not be shocked to see a title-saving draw. If it is a draw, indeed, Ncita would retain the title, but certainly some of his luster would be gone.
Very tarnished indeed. Round 10, once again, neither fighter scoring much so far, just padding around, and Ncita loping out with the left, trying to go down low, catching a good left in the face there from Sugar Baby.
That's the counter-punching. That's the magic of Sugar Baby Rojas. Beautiful counter-punching short left hook.
But the way Ncita comes in and bends down, he's asking for it, Michael.
Well, and then he lifts the head back up, so it's an inviting target, and Rojas cracked him.
And with all that boxing pedigree in his blood, those type of occasions are really used.
I really think Ncita needs a major rally in all 3 rounds if he's going to be in command at the end of this fight. He's simply not throwing enough punches, and I have to wonder if that right hand, which underwent surgery, is a problem.
Well, we don't know. We've not heard any rumors about it. If it was a closely kept secret, but...
May have heard it in the fight. I'm just speculating.
This is certainly not the most active welcome Ncita we've seen in recent times, Michael.
He hasn't been able to generate much of an offense, throwing punches in single... there you see the blood really bothering him now, coming from the nose. And Rojas, of course, zeroing in on that.
Well, Ncita fainted but caught a 1 flush on the nose. Little clipping left there from Ncita onto the face of Rojas. That's the type of punches Ncita should be throwing.
Well, exactly, but he needs to follow it up. He should have made it a 1-2, left followed by the right hand.
He must have heard you, Michael. He tried a left and a right.
Ncita's going to have to get inside, and, you know, he doesn't like the slug. The other man's a harder puncher, but to save his title, I think he's going to have to generate more offense.
Into round 10. I sense a lot of anxiety there in the corner of the champion welcome, Ncita. You can hear it in the voices, Michael. How did you make the scoring on that one?
I gave that round to welcome Ncita, and I have the fight now even at 95 all.
With 2 rounds to go. 11 and 12 to come up here in Saint-Vincent, Italy. Welcome Ncita in the corner here. They're dealing with that bloodied nose. You will see a bit of slow-mo action for round 10. Ncita trying to get a couple of shots off, and immediately back comes Sugar Baby Rojas, flailing away. A few shots getting through, 1 to the kidney.
1 to the backside. He's hit him on the backside.
The left coming over and clipping him on the face.
The thing is, you know, it's just a question of Rojas being the busier fighter. He's thrown nearly twice as many punches as Ncita, not as accurately. But I think, you know, again, I think we're going to see some disparity in the scoring, and I would not be shocked to see a title-saving draw.
Well, I think both corners have interest in making their fighters to come out to give us 6 thrashing minutes, Mike.
I think sizzling minutes in the case of Ncita. I think he needs a super rally to save his title.
And of course, Rojas wants to prove that without doubt he did it tonight.
Well, some people wrote Rojas off as a world championship material after the 2nd defeat by Gilberto Roman for the nice right hand by Ncita. He's making Rojas miss a little bit now. He's got to take these 2 rounds, in my opinion, Robin.
He's got to give some flurries. He's got to get some punches going to prove to those judges he really is the worthy champ, and they should let him keep his title. And Ncita getting caught there by a right from Rojas. Rojas coming forward.
He is down.
He's down. He's wobbling. Referee Smoker sending Rojas to the other corner, giving an 8 count here to Ncita.
Delayed reaction, but that was a countering right hand. Rojas will now go in for the kill. He'll look to finish Ncita off.
He wants to come forward and give that right again. It's the 2nd time Ncita's been caught by a right.
Rojas' corner waving him in, tell him to swarm.
They think Ncita's weak, Ncita's wobbly, Ncita fighting for his life here. Dodging and diving, weaving. Rojas gets him caught in a corner. Ncita's hands down.
He's got his chin up in the air. That's how he got clipped before.
Albanani in the corner there from the Rojas camp saying, come on, the title's yours, keep it up.
Finally, that could be the difference, you know, could be a 2-point difference in this round on the knockdown.
Ncita's still breathing here, taking some air in, Michael. That was a better punch than we thought. A delayed action right. It really hurt him.
Nice short right
Some more
hand.
lefts going in, lefts and rights here from Rojas. Rojas putting the head down to the side of Ncita's face. Referee Smoker pushing him away. Well, we said this should be 2 sizzling rounds, Michael. Round 11, Michael, will be a sizzling round. Clubbing right there from Sugar Baby Rojas once again. Ncita really at 6s and 7s here, Michael.
The corner wants Rojas to swarm. He's a little tired, and he should be. But that was an excellent right hand. Delayed reaction. We'll see it, I'm sure, on the replay.
Well, he knows, Michael, he's won this 11th round, so he's probably saying, I'll just conserve a little bit of energy for a minute.
And won it by a 2-point margin.
Yeah. So I'm sure though he's coming forward, he's just waiting his chance, and he's going to pile it all on in the 12th round. And Ncita got to come forward. He's got to give his best shots now. Sands of time running out here for Welcome Ncita here in Saint-Vincent.
Right now, Ncita doesn't seem to me to be fighting to keep his title. He's fighting to survive, not to win. He's a little overwhelmed by the older, more experienced ex-champ.
He's bouncing around the ring. It's wonderful to watch, but he's not landing any blows. Rojas just saying, left or right, whatever you want, you're there. Ncita comes forward, distance wrong. Sugar Baby trailing him. Tries to feint, follows up by a right and a left. Almost a blow after the bell. Rojas acknowledges the crowd. He's got 1 round to go. A Rojas round there, a 10-8 round, Michael.
Well, Rojas can lose only by knockout on my unofficial card. I've got Sugar Baby Rojas, ex-champ at 115 pounds, ahead 10-8.
Yeah, Patricio Olivar, our World Championship commentator friend, says he also has 2 points up for Rojas. Here we see that action again. Here's that punch. Ncita bouncing away. Suddenly the effect comes. The legs go, and whoa.
He looked like a drunk staggering out of the saloon on the set. You see him, delayed reaction. He was cracked square on the jaw with a short countering right hand.
That's a Tyson Tubbs punch.
Exactly. That was really a staggering blow. He went down.
Over in the Rojas corner, the joy on their faces. They know we got it. You got to go out, boy. This is your fight. Stand up there. This is your title. You're a world championship again. You're a world champion again after 3 years, they're saying. Smoker says, come together, guys. The gloves are together. Welcome Ncita's got to fight now for his dear life to keep his title.
Even if he lost, you'd have to say this is a glorious comeback by Rojas.
Sugar Baby Rojas once again, as he's done the whole fight, Michael.
Well, he's on the bicycle, Robin. That's not going to win the title, nor will it win the round.
Well, we're going to find out when we talk to Welcome Ncita after the fight, Michael, what happened for him tonight.
Bottom line, in my eyes, is he's been outpunched and outperformed by a man he said was too old to beat him. 29 going on 30.
Outfought, too.
Oh, completely outfought, outbrawled, outhustled. Excellent effort by Rojas and a subpar effort by Welcome Ncita. In danger now, in proximity of losing his title after 3 in his 3rd defense.
Ncita calling, come on, get out there, touch and move, but I think it's too late.
Well,
we've got to have some real rockets here from Ncita, and Rojas comes forward.
They're telling him to jab, but I think it's a case of too little, too late for Ncita. The brawling Rojas is in command, in charge.
We saw the strength there, Rojas, as he held Ncita there just for a brief couple of seconds, pulled him in tight.
I wouldn't be surprised, Robin, if the judges do not have it as close as I do. They may have Rojas a little bit further in front.
Rojas coming forward again. That clubbing left goes round onto Ncita.
You see the constant pursuit by Rojas.
Little flurry there from Ncita. That's the Ncita of old, who we haven't seen much of this fight. He's still bicycling. Rojas coming forward. Ncita's hands down low. Rojas coming in. He's going to give it all the last 10, 15 seconds here.
Rojas has followed his fight plan perfectly.
Arms, legs, head, anything he can get going, he's throwing it in here.
I'm quite certain we're seeing the end of the championship reign of Welcome Ncita and the recrowning of an ex-champion, now to be a champion again, Sugar Baby Rojas from Colombia and Miami, Florida. The title is slipping away, Robin, slipping away from Ncita.
Ncita's not produced the performance he should have done. A little flurry here, but Rojas is good enough once again just to tie him up, hold him down there. Referee Smoker says, come on guys, arms down, keep it going. We're in the last round, but we want something good here. Rojas chasing after Ncita. Ncita just going left to right, left to right. The bell goes to the end of round.
Rojas with his hands in the air, trainer manager Al Bonani lifting him aloft. It appears that he won the fight.
Both camps, so they're sure their fighters won the fight, but we're going to see here the commentary team from Italy and Mnet South Africa think that Baby Rojas has got the title, but strange things happen in boxing, as you and I know, Michael.
My scorecard, 115 to 112 in favor of Sugar Baby Rojas. I think we've seen an upset. I think we've got a new champion in Sugar Baby Rojas.
See a bit of slow-mo action here. We'll wait a couple of minutes to get the action quiet in the ring. Then we're going to get in and talk to both fighters here. I think it's worthy of talking to both fighters. It was a good technical fight in many ways, Michael.
Excellent fight. Really, no one's a loser. However, there can only be one winner. Welcome Ncita is smiling, but I don't think he's confident now. It appears from our ringside view that Senior Rojas has won the title.
Well, let's see what both fighters have to say to us, Michael.
Robin Welch heading into the ring. He'll be talking to the winner and the loser. Again, I wouldn't be shocked to see a draw on this fight. But again, on our scorecard, the Mnet scorecard, 115, 112. You see Sugar Baby Rojas. He's pumping up his fist and telling the crowd he thinks he won the title. And the majority of this crowd roaring in approval. Momentarily, the official scorecards will be read, the decision announced. Has the title reign of Welcome Ncita ended? The dramatic moment, we wait for the ring announcer. He's waiting for the official scorecards. Now we see a little action in the last round. It's the same pattern, the pursuit, the aggressiveness of Sugar Baby Rojas. He did most of the punching and garnered, in my opinion, most of the points to have him ahead unofficially by 3 points. That was the knockdown earlier on. The short right hand, staggering delayed reaction, and down goes Welcome Ncita, his title very much in jeopardy now. And now we'll hear from the ring announcer with the official decision.
Per Ncita 115, Rojas 112. Giudice olandese Karl Kleinot, Ncita 114, Rojas 116.
1-1, one vote for each man.
Giudice americano Pete Podjuski, Ncita 116, Rojas 110. Vince Ncita Sprinter.
Welcome Ncita, stunning decision by the judges. It's a split decision, not well received by the crowd, but Welcome Ncita winning a split decision. He's retained his world title. Rojas can't believe it. Welcome Ncita's mother, I believe, in the ring. And there you see, Welcome Ncita retaining his belt. A surprising decision here. A very disheartened Baby Sugar Rojas. He fought a tremendous fight. moment, there's the championship belt of the IBF, kept by Welcome Ncita. Again, a surprising decision. One
Welcome,
judge
Ncita.
voting.
We must admit at ringside, we
There's
thought you
Robin.
lost it. It was a very close fight. What happened tonight? You weren't your usual self.
Well, like I said, the strategy of the fight is the boxing. He's a strong guy. Well, I did according to the strategy. You know, we don't box the same. There are different types of boxing. There are fighters, there are boxers. You know, he's a fighter, I'm a boxer. That's the way I box, you know.
In your own mind, you thought you won it tonight?
Yeah, I won. I mean, for the first 7 rounds, I was ahead on points. It's only the round that he cut me down there with the short right hand. After that, I was in control. I won the fight. He was doing nothing. He was waiting for me. I'm the champion. I was right to do what I was doing. He's the challenger. He should have come to me. He wasted most of the time by waiting for me to
As you can hear, the crowd giving your opponent a better hand than you got. But never mind, you're still the champion.
Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. You see, they are familiar with that kind of type of boxing, like bulls, you know, head to head. There got to be some science in boxing, and I use my science to win the fight. I satisfy myself. I don't fight for the crowd. I fight for myself.
Okay, well, Zianguni, as the manager here, you must be very pleased, or you must have been very worried at times.
Well, as you know, first thing, this was the #1 contender, and they were fighting almost in his hometown, as you can hear. They are more closer to him than us. As you know, his manager belongs here. He comes from Italy, so we've got no problem. All what we told ourselves, we're gonna box him. He wanted us to fight. All he was doing was to counter punch, which he misses a lot. Then we have no problem. Of course, yes, he did caught us, but if you remember, he hit us after the bell, which made us, it had an effect to us. But nevertheless, we are still the champions, and will still be the champions. We've got no problem. If he wants to beat us, he must box. He must not wait for us, because as we are here now, he was supposed to have taken the fight to us and throw more punches, not for him to wait for us to throw punches.
Welcome. Did you find that, apart from the blow when you went down, did you find you were hurt at all?
Yeah, well, yes, he was strong, very strong guy, like he's the #1 contender in service. But one thing I want to thank God for giving me the strength and the courage to continue, to finish this fight, you know.
Okay, with the news then, Welcome Ncita, after a disputed win here in Italy, is still the world champion. Are returning to the studio and Darren Scott. Let's find out what's happening. Everton against Liverpool, minus Kenny Dalglish, of course. Bye-bye.